In this lesson, we'll look into creating forms in HTML. Forms are the main way that people use to interact with a website. Think of every time that you log in into a site or every time that you post something on Facebook, you're using forms. In order for us to tell the browser we are going to be creating a form, we need to use the form tag. So everything that goes in a form should go inside of the form tag. Then we need some different tags for different types of inputs. For example, an input of type text, and you close them like this, will show you a basic text input. So let's add a new line between the image and the form, as that is looking a bit too cluttered in there. So let me type as well title 3 form. So this is how we can have something like name, for instance, and the field where you can type anything you want. There are other types of fields that you can have as well. So for example, you can have a field that is a number, and the browser will know how to show this differently. Give you the option, the ability to only enter numbers in there. Another important type of element is the button, which you can use to submit a form. So in this case, we have a button like that. And every time that I press this button, it's actually refreshing the page because it's submitting it. So if you had a back end or some JavaScript, you would be able to grab this information and save it into a database or process the data and do something else in the page. But for now, we're only showing structure. So HTML can only get you that far. HTML doesn't allow you to work with data. Now, there's another element that I would like to introduce. I think this is a good time to do it, which is the div container. So as you can see, this is all looking it's also looking on the same line. So looking in the same line, and using new lines like this is not really the best practice. What you normally do is create containers, and then using CSS, you can specify the separation between these containers. For now, I'm going to create a couple of containers here so that you see what this is going to look like. The div container basically acts as a box that occupies an entire line in the page. So if I save that and refresh, you see that this is actually occupying the entire line. No matter how big the page is, the other elements are just not gonna occupy that space anymore. So we can use div for all of the elements in our form in this way. Another important element of forms is the select box. So you can have something select a gender and select, and then inside of select, and you can have options. So remember that I said that lines don't matter in HTML, so we can just go to a new line to make it more readable and just type in option and some name of the options. For example, it could be female option, or I'm going to use a shortcut to duplicate a line. This is Control Shift and D, and it copies the whole line. Or prefer not to say. So if we refresh this, you get a select drop down like this. So this is what a basic form looks like. There are more tags. So if you look around, if you search, you'll find many other types of fields. But this is the basics. So you need to use a form tag, opening and closing tag, and everything, all of the fields are gonna go inside of your form. You can use divs if you want to have everything in a different line. You can just add text like that. This is HTML, don't forget that. You can just add text anywhere. Input fields, you've got type text, type number, there's also type date, and others as well. You can do select drop downs, and for button, for form submission, you can use a button. But normally, if it's gonna be for form submission, you also type submit. That's more of a that's a better way to do it. So that's basic HTML forms.